afternoon, everybody.
Happy freaking Saturday.
Yo, yo, yo. Get them rolled up. Get them sparked up. We got a fun one today. Legend in the house. Shopping spree alert.
We got a legend back here.
Who's here?
Jorge, are you there?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Whoa.
I'm upside down now. Turning around. I don't know where am I?
Yeah.
Blue.
Throw it down in the
up.
chat, guys. Let us know where you're tuning in from today on this beautiful Saturday. There you go, sparked up. Should we get it rolling?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
rolling. Hey.
Hi, y'all.
What's up,
Hey,
Jorge?
y'all.
What's
How's
up,
it going?
everybody?
So it struck me we're on 3 different continents here.
You're right. I didn't even think of that, actually.
We are live around the world coming
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So awesome to see you again, Jorge.
Oh, thanks. It's good to see you, Neil, and Heaven too, and that other guy from Colombia. Let's see, the one wearing the black hat.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo
Hola,
estás?
Juan. How you doing, man?
Muy bien. Muy bien. We got people. That's a great point, Jorge. We got 3 continents tuned in. We got Europe,
Yeah.
North America, South America, all tuned in, and people from all around the world as well. We got Lake Tahoe tuned in, Michigan,
Wow.
the
All right.
Michigan.
Michigan.
All right.
Michigan.
Yeah. And then I'm over here, the lone guy representing Europe. Gosh, and I'll tell you, there's a lot going on over here. Spanabiz is coming up next month. Real soon. In fact, well, you guys, we'll see all you guys over here.
Oh, I'm
that's-
so excited.
That's pretty cool. It's Spanabiz is great. It's really a good fair. And then the other fair after Spanabiz, that's in Barcelona. The other fair is in June. It's called Mary Jane.
Yes.
And Mary Jane was like twice as big. It seemed like twice as big as Spanabiz. And
Wow.
it's huge. And it's over in Berlin at the Messe, the big like a
Big
concert
plaza.
hall. Yeah, it's like a big complex of fair stuff, so they can make it a lot bigger. Last year it was so big that they locked out like 10,000 people that had tickets. They couldn't get in because of the fire marshal. Now they're opening up, they're making it twice as big so everybody can get in. Yeah,
Right.
it's a big deal because everybody in Europe follows Germany. And they
Yeah.
legalized cannabis for 3. You can grow up to 3 flowering plants at home. And,
Yeah.
that's great.
Where's our German grow bros at right now? I know there's a few in the chat. They're always around. The morale is so high. The energy so high. Like, Jorge, was the excitement like one of the highest you've ever felt event-wise going to Mary Jane Berlin last year, being the first legal one?
Yeah, it was really weird because you couldn't move. You couldn't get down the halls. They were jam-packed full. And
Wow.
I've never seen a fair like that. Yeah, ever. It was really, really amazing. And, I got a lot of German friends. There's a lot of really good guys, really, close friends I've known for many, many years. And, well, they're pretty much legal now. They're-
Yeah. Imagine you had all
Pretty
this
much,
skill and knowledge
pretty much.
the day
a
it
lot.
went.
Yeah, but it's a big deal, and the German growers are really quite good. They're good right from the beginning because look, they border with Netherlands that sell the seeds, right? And so they're just good growers. They pay attention and stuff, and they've got some great guys. There's one guy, Vincent Weed. Vincent
Oh,
Weed. Yeah, he's great. I love him. And then there's my good friend, the bald guy, Dirk Rehan, and he's got a big store there in Berlin. Yeah, Dirk's Grow Shop. Yeah, we hung out most of the time over at his place. I don't know. I just hang out with the same guys all the time. They're a lot of fun.
Right.
But yeah, that fair, that's definitely worth going to.
Yeah, dude. No, and it's crazy. Like just hearing all the excitement, like they can't even keep stuff in stock over there, and Germany's just blowing up. And talking about gear, Jorge, today's an exciting day, right? We're doing a little mini setup and shopping spree with you today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm over here in Spain, and I I could grow outside, but I'm kind of like a high profile guy, so I think I'll grow inside, and I got these great seeds to grow. Is that right? Yeah, this is right side up. I'm going to
You
grow
great.
CBD seeds. CBD,
Nice.
yeah, and I'm excited about it. Excited, very excited because I get to go back to growing indoors, and I haven't grown
Yeah.
indoors for a heck of a long time. I
Yeah.
mean, years and years, because I got really into outdoor growing. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's easy, it's fun. I can have these big ass plants too.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's the part that I miss, having
It's
the
gonna
big
be
plants.
epic, dude. For all of
Yeah,
us Jorge
so
fans or anyone who's watched the Grow DVDs, you've taught so many of us how to grow, and now to see you setting up your indoor guys. We're gonna look through some old clips today. We're gonna be diving into that. We're gonna be diving through some of the setup and what Jorge's looking for. And that's not it. What else are we gonna be doing today? Hi again with some of the other stuff.
Oh, do you want to take it, man, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Well, we are going to be, kitting out with Jorge, getting him set up with the indoor thing and some equipment. And we're also going to be hooking up some of you guys out there with some equipment as well. We're going to be giving away today a full grow tent kit, the new one with the nutrients, with the lights, everything you
wow.
need, the Jungle Boy voucher. Literally a turnkey kit. We got a full vid on that if you guys are interested, but we will be giving one of those away. We got 3 controller AIs to give away and $300 gift cards. So you guys are going to have a chance to win and ask Jorge, the legend, your grow questions.
Yes.
Yeah, so not only is Jorge get to do a little shopping today, but hopefully you do too.
I love that. That's sick,
Wow.
guys. Yes, make sure you get your questions in because we're definitely gonna have a great Q&A section, and we're also gonna be asking questions throughout. So anything you got through Jorge, grow related, personal stories, anything, get them in. We got Norma G, shout out to you, brother, producing the show here, getting those starred and favorited for us to be able to throw out here later. But before we dive into kind of the gear and the setups and stuff, Jorge, you having so many videos and taught so many people, like when you're approaching a new space, right? You have this new space that you're looking to set up. What are the first things that you're looking to analyze as far as before choosing your gear, your size, and that stuff? What are you looking for in a new grow space?
Let's see. Well, first thing I'd look for is ventilation to make sure you've got decent ventilation so you don't have to knock a big hole in the wall. And then the other thing is I would have a water source that's readily available. That's really important because water weighs 8 pounds for a gallon, and if you like schlepping, schlepping, I mean you can stay in really good shape, but I'd rather carry it around in a hose. Just pick up that last little bit and squirt it around. That's really important, and then also have adequate electricity there, with enough amperage. Amperage is real important because you've got watts and you've got amps. Well, yeah, and then over there you've got that like 120, and so you need like for 1,000 watts, you need what about 8? Let's see, 8, yeah, 12 amps, 12 amps, yeah. You need quite a bit, quite a bit. It's you're rated at what? It's got to be 80%. You can use 80% of the available current. So and then because you're going to have surges, ups and downs, and everything, so you want to make sure and have enough amperage for sure. Because like I said in one of my books, would you want to explain to the fire department how the fire started?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely important. And the nice thing is a lot of the modern gear these days, the LEDs, they just draw less power. So it might be a little bit different, less of a power requirement, hopefully, and a little bit lower electric bill.
Yeah, that see, there's a couple of things with that. The HID lamps, while they were great at the time, the sodium and the HP sodium and the metal halides, there's lots of different models and stuff of all kinds of those. But the deal is, most of what they produce was heat radiation, because it's all radiation, wavelengths and stuff. So it was heat. that they produce more than anything else of. And the LEDs, they're like, they produce way less heat, less than half as much heat. So you don't have nearly the heat problems that you would. Like, for example, in the space that I would like to grow in, it's been running about 18 degrees, 18 high for the high. That's Celsius, so that'd be about 64, 65 Celsius, or yeah, Fahrenheit. And I think that inside the tent will be just warm enough with the heat generated by the lamp that it will recirculate. It should be perfect temperature. That's what I'm hoping, but I don't know. You don't know until you get your hands wet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And good call on the water too. I think that's something a lot of the growers don't think about at the beginning. I think, Kevin, you got a funny story about water and not really having it close to the source, don't you?
Oh yeah, when I first started growing, I did it in the back of my garage. But then I moved it down into my basement and I had no water down there. And I used to carry buckets of water downstairs. And it was the most tedious, worst thing ever.
Yeah. Filling up 5-gallon buckets in the tub and then carrying them downstairs.
When we got our new studio, Neil did a lot of
we made sure we had a
research on
big
us.
sink in here with water.
Yeah.
And
But a lot of times you can run a hose, get one of those little 1/2-inch hoses or the real lightweight hose, and you can run a hose out literally through the house, put an on-off at the spigot end, and you can have control of the on-off. And then after that, what you do is you have somebody on the other end to turn off the source of the water, so you can drain the hose out. And it's not a problem.
Good idea.
Yeah.
One thing, I'm lazy. I just don't like working that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely make it easier. You're right. Those are great things to look for in a new space. Adequate power, good ventilation, water source there, so you're not running back and forth and doing a lot of stuff. That's great.
Yeah, and especially put those stairs in there, and that just makes work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you figure that out, right? You're looking at your new space. You're like, okay, I found a place where I think I'm going to have adequate ventilation where I can go out from, right? It looks like my electrical is going to be sufficient here. And I got my water source close. So how are you personally, Jorge, approaching it now as far as the size, what you want to set up? Are you thinking about plant count, or you're like, I think I want to have this many plants going, or I have this much space, and then you fit the amount of plants? Like, how do you approach the next step as far as thinking about the size that you're going to fill that grow room?
I don't know. I mean, we do everything by meters here, so it's like I think I figure about 4 feet, which is about 1.2 meters or 120 centimeters, in other words. So that's about how much space I have, and so that's how big I'll grow it. If I was going to grow a whole great big room, that'd be complete different dynamics and stuff. But yeah, just to set up a little grow tent, it's quick and easy. It's so simple. You can set one up in your living room. You can set one up pretty much anywhere. Oh yeah, this is the one. I got a funny story about this. We shot this video here. Oh, and that's the Russian guy. That's the little Russian guy. But we shot this video here over at it was the old bank building on Lower Hastings in Vancouver. And while we were shooting the video and making this grow room, we were there for about 3 days. Well, the last day, Mark Emery's shop was right across the street, on Lower Hastings there in Vancouver. And Mark Emery, I mean, if you don't know, he has the Cannabis Culture magazine, and also he's quite the activist, the main activist in Canada, really. And well, his store was getting raided by the DEA, the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and the local Vancouver cops.
Oh, jeez.
And yeah. And so, we were all looking out the window. It's like, oh, yeah. But it's like, well, we better finish this video up and just get the heck out of here,
Wow.
So we all sneaked out the back door.
I never would have imagined watching this because, like, this was at the time for me the only reference I had for Grow Room. Like what you just said,
Right.
it immediately shot this video up to me because you're like, it's so easy nowadays. We can just, pick our size and go into it. But here you were fully showing us how to build a wood frame, right? Get black and white poly and set up your own little grow tent. So I just like what an incredible leap of technology in such a short amount of time. How long would this take you to set up when you were building one of these, for example, or this example here?
If you were fast at it, we had a lot of hoops to jump through, but it'll take a couple of days. Basically I had to frame everything, and then first purchase the wood, cut it, frame it, and then put everything else up. You had to purchase everything. See, everything would come in like the 100-foot rolls like that.
Oh yeah.
So you have to, you have to measure everything.
You
it's
need a
not
buddy there to
nearly-
help you, like for sure, right? You can't do this alone, could you?
It's pretty difficult, but yeah, a lot of times you have to do a lot of stuff alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've built so many grow rooms. I have no idea how many, but yeah, and that's really a good trick. You put a little bit of duct tape there, and that'll hold the staple. But yeah, you'd have to, everybody use that plastic that's black on one side and white on the other, so the light doesn't shine through. Yeah, and that's BC fir that we got there. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, amazing.
It takes forever. It would take forever.
How long did it take us to set up one in the redwoods? I think we set one up. 2 of them in like what? At a half hour we set up 2 tents?
Yeah, at least we did quick on that one.
Mm-hmm. I think Jorge helped a ton on that one. Couldn't have done it without him.
What would be the cost on one of these back then? Would you like a rough estimate of all materials?
Well, what you had to do is you buy all the components separately, right?
Yeah.
And you buy and that's when they had they had the old China hat lids, reflectors. They were horrible. They were very, very inefficient. In fact, when one of the times, yeah, well, okay, this is a parabolic dome. That's quite a bit better. But one of the things that happened is I was going over to the Netherlands a lot during that time, right? Because I lived up in BC for a couple of years, but I would go to the Netherlands mainly to Amsterdam, and I saw that they were all the lights were all horizontal. They weren't vertical like this. Horizontal. I thought, oh, gee, that's so weird. Why is it like that? Why? Why is the question here? Why? Well, half of the light's direct, and the other half is reflected. So it's inherently it's brighter. You hang it like this, all of the light is reflected, and it's not as bright. Right. So what you got is 40% more light. Same bulb, 40% more light.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just little things that nobody paid attention to. And because, what they were making those hoods, they said that the materials came in 4x10 pieces of material. Yeah, the material of sheetrock, or not sheetrock, but galvanized steel, and that they wanted to use all the materials, so they didn't measure anything. They just measured the materials. They didn't think about how much light was being thrown out, and that's kind of like the whole point of everything, right? And then, but yeah, after that, after I come back with that information, everybody started making horizontal lamps.
It makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of challenge in those older setups with just heat in those older style lamps? Like, seems like a fire hazard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of fires actually. And then they had the old, the analog ballasts, and those would run in Fahrenheit, it'd be about 150 degrees. 150 degrees. And, one of those things that weigh over, well, for 1,000-watt sodium, it weighed like 50 pounds. So they're
Wow.
really heavy. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
And you'd have to put the transformer, the ballast outside the grow room. Yeah.
Is it fair to say that like what we're seeing here was some of like the highest tech available at the time with the
Yeah.
light mover and then the cooled ducting on the actual light itself as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And then so for
Yeah.
those who didn't know, what year was this again that you guys were filming this?
Geez, so let's see. I have to think back. It was 90s, the late 90s, 97, 98, maybe.
The
Yeah.
green bulb.
Oh, right, the green bulb, right? Everybody used the green bulb because that's what we thought we could use. We made a lot of mistakes because we just didn't know any better.
Right.
And now it turns out that the plants can use green light. We just didn't know it. It's getting information, when everything you do is illegal, is pretty hard. Usually a lot of times you'd have to pay for it, information, and I refuse to do that. I won't pay for any information. Yeah. But lots of differences. Now we have LED lights, LEDs, diodes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. And we also know a lot more about light too, about the spectrum. And a term that's relatively new to me within the last 10 years is the DLI, daily light integral.
Right.
I knew that plants, but I had just basic ideas of a lot of stuff, and that's it. Now we've got people like that, Dr. Bruce Bugbee, and a lot of people are coming out of university. They're really, really well versed. They've got classes and professors that they've studied this stuff. They understand it. And I mean, most of the guys I were talking to they called them criminals, but I don't think they were. Maybe some of them were.
Yeah. I think as we continue to legalize it around the world, like we'll really start to see just an evolution of new studies, new research, more stuff, because it'll be more open and accessible. So
Yeah,
it really trailblazed the way back then, starting this and showing people how to grow at home and bringing that knowledge to the community.
Yeah.
Well, I did my little part. That's it. My little part, because it was a lot of other people that kicked in, and they all were going the same direction, doing the same thing. So, a little bit of credit I get, but there's a lot of people. How about all these guys that went to jail? I mean, those guys had a hard time. Like, I have a lot of friends. They lost their children. They lost their homes.
Wow.
They lost
Yeah.
all their assets. The DEA took everything from them. The laws were really pretty rough for a long time. Now that's all different.
Yeah.
Not everywhere, but in a lot of places it is. Yeah.
God, yeah. The difference of you creating those DVDs back in the day to now uploading on YouTube and things kind of like starting to open up in the sense where it's like, yes, we can share this information. It is more normal. Very grateful for the path that yourself and all the other legends, from the growers to those leading in the information, have set. I also wanted to point out to the community, guys, make sure you're getting your questions in through, because we're going to be able to do a whole Q&A section here towards the end. And I figure we might as well throw one out right now and bring this one out to you, Jorge. So this is coming from Tyler, and they want to know if you're thinking about using living soil in your indoor garden, or if you've considered what you're going to be using for your medium.
Yeah, actually, there's a couple of thoughts I have about that. And I know this is not always so popular with everybody, but it's pretty hard to have, especially in small containers, to have organic growing in a small container. You can put like liquid fertilizer that's organic, but to have living soil, that means there's life in the soil, and there's a whole ecosystem going on in there. You don't have enough volume. You don't have enough volume of soil to to practice organic principles, because you need like really good drainage and you need a big volume of soil. And I saw a lot of people growing like, oh, they'd have these 500-gallon containers in Northern California. And yeah, it costs you a whole pallet of soil to fill that sucker up. A whole pallet.
Right.
Now that's, I mean, I don't know what you guys are paying for a pallet, but that's about like $300-400, you know, and that's expensive, you know, and then there's a heck of a lot of plastic and stuff. So, you know, if you've got that extra $400 to put into that one plant, and you figure that one plant's gonna bring back a big market for you, you know, good. But now everybody's completely changed the way they grow now, you know.
Right.
So in that way, I would use a soilless mix because it's easier to control, and I probably use just the UC mix, you know, university, the standard one or there's Pro Mix. There's several of them that are really quite good. And I like those. They're easy, really easy, because you gotta pay a lot of attention with a small volume of soil, and to keep everything alive in there, it's pretty tough. It's
Definitely.
pretty tough.
Great.
Well, let's take a look at the AC site here, Jorge. Let's do some shopping.
Oh, okay.
And see what we got. Like, what would be the best options, space, size wise, for your grow?
Well, you know, I think like, I don't know, about 4 feet square would be about right, because I'm gonna put this down in
$1.20
down. Excuse me, downstairs.
Ooh,
And that would be about right. Because I'll tell you, I've been looking at like everybody, not just AC Infinity, and everybody within that category. And there's there's almost, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 different vendors, right? Different manufacturers, vendors, however you want to look at them. And the thing that I'm impressed with about AC Infinity more than anything else is that everything's integrated, you know, because most of the time people don't pay enough attention to the air because you can't see it. Well, it's got the humidity, it's got the CO2, and it's got pollutants in it, you know. Well, that's really important, see? And like, see this Apple Watch? Well, it talks to my Apple phone, and it talks to my Apple computer, you know. That's why I have Apple, because I'm kind of dumb with this digital stuff. You know, listen, you guys know that, because I had a hell of a time hooking up the sound.
Yeah.
I couldn't push the right button. It was like a 20-minute ordeal. It's like,
Well, AC's got some great options for a 4x4 space. Honestly, their tent kits really are, I think, the way to go. And they do have 2 kind of options here. One comes with the older ion board light, which is like the quantum board, all the LEDs on like a single big panel. And then it's not that much more, but you really do get the upgraded components. I'm thinking the Pro kit is probably the best option in terms of your space and everything you would need for right off the bat.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense, actually.
I have a feeling too. Yeah, like your canopy, like your coverage should be better than what we've seen in the Grow DVD as well from the HPS. I would assume.
Oh man, those things had a heck of a hot spot in the middle of it. You know, the LEDs are just incredible. I love this, and I love this this Evo thing, and these Samsung LM301s.
Yeah.
Man, that's the one lamp, or well, it's not a lamp, it's a diode, but they changed the world. That's the one that made the big difference, because before that, it was almost to a parody. It was almost okay, but it just didn't. They just didn't have. They didn't have the brightness or the spectrum. And man, those Samsungs, they work. They work.
Yeah, this
great.
should be an amazing one. And just for the little extra, you do get the upgraded light, the Evo 6. So we're actually running probably the same kind of setup you will be, the 4x4 with the Evo 6. And it definitely gives perfect coverage. It's not overly sized in the tent. But in terms of like footprint and pattern and par spread, like it's going to work amazing for you in terms of flowering and being able to veg. And doesn't draw as much power as some of the bigger lights, so hopefully keep the heat manageable and all the spectrums to make sure you're getting the goods.
Controller with all the integration will make it so easy to control your environment.
The controller makes me a little nervous, because I mean I've got this phone and I've learned how to use it. It's been painstaking, but is it good for idiots?
Dude, I think it's gonna be set, and not only that, we could be at Spanibus together, hanging out, talking over doobie, and I can literally pull up my garden really quick and have any of the alerts or any of the stuff going on, or make any of the changes. Not that like I'm gonna be at Spanibus changing my garden, but it just goes to show like how easy it really is, and how like it can be anywhere. You don't have to be close to the thing. You know what I mean? Like it's connecting. It's always gonna be set up and tied to your Wi-Fi, so you have access to it from anywhere.
Yeah, the app is great. You can get it on your phone there. And then one of the greatest things with AC Infinity is the UIS, I think, system that they've put together, the integration of all of their components that you'll be able to do with that, from the ducting fan to your light cycle to your humidifiers. Like you'll be able to set it up through your phone and set it as a target VPD, and it will ramp the fans, adjust the light, and do everything to make sure it's trying to meet your targets that you're setting up for it. So it's pretty intuitive and easy, but we're definitely here for you too if you have any questions or help with setup.
That's right. Like for example, what you were saying with integrating everything, Jorge, like I know dehumidifier for you is something that you're looking into, right? And I know, oh shoot, well we lost your audio again, Jorge.
Oh no, technical
difficulty. But while you work on the audio thing, I wanted to I want to show this to him. So we got to wait for the audio thing. I wanted to dive into the integrated to any other device with just the plugin, which I'm going to be plugging in here soon to my D-Hues.
Yeah, the D-Hues I've seen are coming.
Yeah.
They might be coming soon.
I thought I saw something on the website.
Can you hear me now?
We got you back.
There we go.
You.
It's not quite so good. That speaker is not so good. I don't understand this. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it was timing out. If you wanted to do what you did last time and leave and come back, if not, we can hear you, Jorge, and we're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you can hear me, that's fine.
Yeah,
because
perfect.
I might not make it back.
So picking up what we were just saying, Jorge, is like you were thinking a D-Hue was going to be something you would need for your grow. And there's an easy way that AC Infinity, they have one that they have coming soon listed on their website. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard the info about it yet, but I'm excited. I know it's, hopefully coming out this year. I'm going to be bugging them with info on it. But I have two D-Hues that aren't AC Infinity, dehumidifiers. And you can actually get a plug-in that your dehumidifier will plug into, and you can now control that from your controller. So if it gets too dry, it'll turn off. Or if it gets too humid, it'll turn on. Even though it's a totally different, company, you can control that through your controller.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those things are really cool.
Yeah, there's
not a lot of people know about them actually.
I think it's under the smart UIS controllers. Yeah,
Outlet. They have a few. These ones, it's the UIS control plug. I'm not sure what it would be under.
It's under the UIS. It's right here. Smart UIS controllers, and it's this one right here. So it's just a normal plug. Oh, that's right. You guys got European outlets, so you would need an adapter. Because I don't believe AC makes the European version of it, but you'd be able to plug in your normal D-Hue right into this and control it right from your thing as well. So that's something I think worth adding on to the list.
Yeah, and I think those are rated. I believe it's 1,500 watts, maybe. I'm not 100%. Might have to double check the specs, but it can handle quite a good. Oh yeah, over.
I'll put 1,800 watts. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. So it can handle like something heavy, like a dehumidifier or something, or even like a window AC unit.
Right. Yeah, because I just checked my phone, and the humidity right now is 72%.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely probably be looking at some kind of a dehumidifier.
And in the in that room downstairs, it generally tends to hold a little bit more humidity because it touches the earth in a couple of places. It's a real consistent temperature, but that's it. Yeah, because yesterday I was doing some research on all of the different systems and grow tents that are available and stuff, and AC Infinity just has better stuff. It's like higher quality.
Yeah.
Everything's just it's better. It's better. It's got like end caps. Instead of plastic, it'll be metal, or it'll be like a higher type of plastic or a higher grade of plastic. But the whole thing, I mean, I've been at this for so long, for so many years, and the biggest thing, I swear to God, was this integration of everything, because that's where people fall down. That's where they make mistakes. They think, oh, well, I don't need that. I don't need that fan to turn off immediately. Well, if you don't have the fan turn off, then then it'll get too warm or too cold in there, and you've got problems. And just a little bit of a problem. We're talking about crops that are 3 months from seed to harvest, 3 maximum 4 months for many of these crops. They don't have enough time to recover. You got to do things perfectly the first time. And if you're airhead like me, damn, it's way easier to have something that's going to work.
Yeah,
I know a little bit about plants. I like plants, but
I can only imagine back then, like from the setup video there, and like trying to control all the different aspects of the fans and things there, just manually, or even probably before they had a lot of nice controllers that could do any of that for you. Nowadays it's like the full circle of
it's all separate.
What we have now.
It was all separate, and you'd have to buy. It was that Granger catalog. They had a Granger book, and that's what everybody was buying their timers from, and fans and everything else. It was just, and then finally the inline fans came out. That was quite a difference.
Right. Yeah, I saw that big, huge one there. When we first started, we went on Amazon. We're like, we're going for something cheap. We got one of those that looked like that, and man, that thing was so loud. You'll be impressed with how quiet the AC Infinity fan, how much air it moves, and even like down to the charcoal filter that comes with that kit. It's refillable, so you'll be able to dump out the carbon from that, put fresh in, keep reusing the same filter body. And you can just take that carbon and mix it in with dirt, put it back into recycle it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that filter, that carbon filter, because those things they clog up usually after 70% humidity. You can't. They're worthless after 70% humidity. They literally get full of moisture. And you can't, the charcoal is like worthless. It doesn't activate. It doesn't draw any odors out of the air. Yeah, you got to keep it, and 50% humidity is really a good place to keep it, because it stays really, really active at that point. Yeah.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a big point, and it's real basic too. Real basic. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. So that's really important. You set your gauges for all of that. You never let things go down to 60%.
Right. Yeah. You just hear things clicking on and off and just working on your behalf. But are you going to be using carbon filter or in this setup?
Yeah, carbon filter.
You're going to be using the carbon filter? Yeah. Back in the day, was there anyone or any people out there, DIY people, that were ripping apart their carbon filters and replacing the material with new carbon stuff back then?
Boy, I know you could replace it. The big one was the can filters. I remember the guy that came. Yeah, you can replace them, but usually you'd have to you'd buy the stuff. Yeah, it could be replaced, but you'd have to be careful with the charcoal you bought. You have to make sure it was activated, and that means it's got a lot more pore space in it to pull the fragrances out of the air.
Do the actual filtering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, because that was one of the things that blew me away. AC recently, I think it was early last year, they released a refillable carbon filter with just the easy screw off cap on the carbon filter. You dump out all the charcoal, and then they just sell the packs where you just, ordering now instead, the pound packs of charcoal to refill it yourself instead of ordering an entire new carbon filter, which that concept blew my mind.
Yeah, a lot of them used to be riveted, so people were like drilling the rivets out and then kind of doing it that way.
Right, that's right. Yeah, those with those aluminum rivets, you drill those out. That's like
right.
It's a lot of work. A lot of work. These guys have thought things through already. I'm pretty pleased with the way everything's looks with these units. They're really nice. They're really nice.
There's a lot of great things too that maybe I don't know if you thought about, but there's ways to put the filter and everything inside the tent, put it outside the tent, put the driver for the light in or outside the tent in terms of like heat and stuff. Have you put any thought into how you might want to configure that kind of a setup?
No, I figured I'd put I like that having the gauge, or I mean all of the electronics on the outside.
Yeah,
that lets me know what's going on the inside. It's like having a label on a package, right?
Yeah.
You look at this and you know what's inside. So that would be the thing, and then the plants. I don't plan on them being super high, to get super tall. So I think I'll keep everything inside the tent because I'll probably need the extra heat inside the tent, and then in the summertime, I'll just pick up the ventilation more, I believe.
What do you think about in terms of a 4x4 kit? How many plants are you going to try and put in there?
Well, as many as I can.
Yes.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
Now, given the way things go here, we've got the La Ley Mordaza. It's like kind of a privacy law, but there should be no trouble for me. But if there does ever come trouble, so I'll have like 4 flowering plants, maximum.
Okay.
But what my goal is to grow 3 plants like in Germany, and to have other plants that are smaller and that don't flower, and then just take the best ones into flowering, and that's what I'll do with these. Well, you can see Dr. Seedsman.
CBD.
Dude, I can't wait to see your seed to harvest, Jorge, and the content flowing again and bringing some info to us and in this new tent space. I want to remind you guys, get your questions in. We're about to head into a Q&A. And, hold on a second. This has actually just got sent through, our first question. Jorge, get ready. Our first Q&A.
What's up, Jorge? Barry here. Hope you're doing well. This is the Q&A portion of the show, and I got one loaded up here on the computer. So, question for you. This is Pluto, and he is a dog, and that is Goofy, and he is a dog. 2 dogs. Q&A portion. Get your questions in, Jorge. Tell me what's going on here.
Do you have an answer for that, Jorge? I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I would smoke another one.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer.
That ought to help. You'll see like 4 dogs.
Yeah.
Well, as we got a little bit of time for you guys to get your questions in, but maybe we should start collecting entries for these giveaways. We got quite a few giveaways, guys. We got a full grow tent kit, the brand new one that comes with the nutrients and the medium, and a voucher for some great genetics. Maybe we should start collecting those. And I think there was a special little vid for that as well. Let's get it going.
What's up, Jorge team chat? I've got a giveaway for you, and this is the way you should be shopping right here.
Eliante pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna have a chance to win this if I can get down these stairs. Who knows? Oh, here we go. It's got fans, it's got filters, it's got, did I mention it's got the Jungle Boys? Come on now, Jorge. You want a nutrient pack? I'm telling you, it's all right here. The balance, the CalMag, the bloom, the grow. Everything you need to grow stuff, man. It's literally so much freaking stuff. I'm telling you, this is what you should get. And don't forget, Jorge, read the manual, buddy, because I know you didn't read that when you were in Humboldt.
No, you just need to stop.
Yeah, this has everything in it.
Look at this. Everything you need, man. Everything you need. More fans, more fans. There's more fans. Ducting? Yeah. No, these are bags, soil, cocoa, and everything. What the heck, man? There's a grow tent in here. I thought that was a grow tent. What's that? That's gotta be something else altogether. Look at this. Oh, man, you can sleep in here when you're done setting it all up. Order this, Jorge. That's the way I do it. I kit it out with the nutrients, the lights, everything that somebody needs to get started. Because I remember following along with the encyclopedia, and it was so cool to have everything all in one place. And now you're going to be able to check out Jorge's videos right here on AC Infinity's YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and make sure you put in hashtag AC Infinity. You're going to have a chance to win one of these grow tent setups right now. Cool collab from AC Infinity, Athena, the Jungle Boys. If you don't get this book too, check out the book, man. This thing is the encyclopedia of cannabis, and I'm telling you, man, there's so much information in here. Jorge, I love you. Team, I love you. Chat, I love you. Let's get back to the show.
Woo! There we go. So G's gonna start collecting the giveaways.
AC Infinity.
There you go, guys. AC Infinity.
Heck yes.
Get it in the chat, and then while we got that rolling, let's get some of these questions. We've seen a lot of great questions come through, guys.
Man. So these people have a really good chance of winning. Right now, it's only 75 people.
Yeah, right now. We'll let it build up a little bit. And somebody asked, Jorge, do you grow food too?
This is a question of mine.
Okay, food. That's been a real problem because before I was living in the city. I was living in Barcelona, and just last year we moved south of the city, and now I have about a third of an acre to grow on. And so my first year, what I'm doing is improving the soil because the soil was really bad. And generally, overall in Spain, people are just not big gardeners, so I don't have a lot of garden buddies. In America, I had a lot of them, a lot of garden buddies everywhere. And so this year, I'm improving the soil. Like I said, I pulled out 120 cypress trees that were here. That was a hedge. Some of them were dead. There's about 15% that were dead. There's a lot of diseases, and they were growing poorly. So I chipped all of that up, and then I made a lot of it into compost. And then everything that I cut in the third of an acre, I put on the ground and we compost. So that's been about 9 months that it's been composting. And I can't wait to start growing because I've got one area, 250 meters square. I don't know. That's about 3,000 square feet, I think. And that'll make into a small orchard. And then I've got another place that's about 60 meters square. And I don't know, that's 1,210,000 square feet. I'm guessing close. That'll make into a vegetable garden. And then I'll be able to grow some calçots. Calçots are it's a sweet onion. We'll have some when you guys are over here.
Oh yeah, love me some sweet onions.
And they're super famous here. Yeah. And actually, there's going to be a deal up in Girona, calçotada. They call it calçotada. It's like a calçot, a calçot party. You sit around and eat these things. Yeah.
Yes.
But they're great. They're great. Yeah. I mean, so as soon as I can, I will be growing a lot.
Heck yeah.
A terrace to grow on. And that's where I had to grow everything.
There's a bunch of great questions out here, and we got another one here. Mikey Wick 710, does VPD really matter?
VPD, yeah, it does. It does.
Definitely.
You know, it does. Yes, yes, yes. And well, let's see. I have to remember what it means. VPD.
Vapor pressure.
Okay. Well, it's like when you have like suction in your grow room. Um, it's negative pressure in the grow room, and it's always been a big deal because if you have that, you've got less fungus, less insects, less mites, less everything, fewer problems. So you keep a little negative pressure in there. You got to, and you always test for the negative pressure. I always just called it negative pressure. That was my slow point. But when you open the door, there's going to be pressure there against the door, and that's how you can test.
I think this person was relating to vapor pressure deficit as far as like the, with the humidity and the heat, and then dialing in as far as the somatas on the leaf as much as they're being efficient or transparent. Yeah.
The temperature difference in the humidity, and then
actually it does. All of that stuff does. Everything matters. All these little details matter. Of course. Now I feel silly because I got that one wrong.
No,
negative.
You nailed it right at the beginning, though. You're like, of course it matters. There it is.
Got the pressure right.
As far as a small tent, this one's from Randy Watson, and may or may not have any tips for this part here, but they're asking if there's any tips for sexting plants for home growers with only one tent, no separate veg or flower tents. And I would assume maybe they're referring to maybe they're growing regular seeds and they want to see what's fem and what's male. Any tips on getting there maybe in a quicker way or a way to do it in one tent?
There's several services that you just
right.
Well, you can figure for about I think it's about $10 US. You can send in a sample. You just rub the plant on a paper, send in the sample, and you can tell if it's male or female. It'll tell you early on from genetic information.
Farmer Freeman, Leaf Works.
That's right. I've heard about that. Never tried, but it would be interesting because we've gone through and grown some regulars, and we didn't realize we flipped a flower and all this time, and we're like, oh man, it ended up being a male, and we're like, get rid of it at that point because we weren't interested in doing anything with it. So it's like, oh, what a bummer. Yeah, it's pretty hard to have to yank them when you don't want to. I don't like that. And then the other. There's that, and then as far as sexing, well, there's several things. I have to look it up, but there's in this book here and in this book here, there's several things on growing more male plant or more female plants with the temperature, and I forget all the details on that. If you but basically you make nicer conditions. One thing that I do remember on that is 16 hours of light definitely promotes more female plants. But there's a good half-page explanation in this book, and then there's another passage quite good in this book as well. So you can look both of those up. But as far as distinguishing sex, man, I mean, you just wait and pay attention.
We got another question here for you. What's your favorite terpene, Jorge?
Boy, I don't know. Anything that haze has in it.
Ooh, nice.
Anything that haze.
Like that terpinolene or maybe lemonine and a nice like super lemon haze. But you like hazes, huh? You like sativas.
Yeah, sativas definitely.
Good. I got a Della Haze actually going right now from Grow Bro Q. He brought over a Della Haze, and it's nice, beautiful daytime, just like that, or a good little haze.
It takes quite a bit to grow. It takes a lot of time to grow, and it's pretty finicky, as I remember.
This
and not
one
enough
here.
people grow haze,
We're showing the books too. Do you sell signed books? Someone's asking.
No, I don't. I haven't been.
Find them.
Anyway. In fact, I'm going to quit printing. This book. I believe, and this book I quit printing. I've only got about 3,000 of these left. I started giving this one away, and and it's in 11 different languages, and you can tell it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's
So you got to pick one of those up, and we got to track you down at either maybe a Spannabis or maybe Jane Berlin, or find you like in the woods, in the redwoods during like pheno hunt season or something.
Yeah,
To get it
actually, but if you want to bring a book to me and it's Spannabis, I'd be happy to sign it, or I'll be in Berlin as well, Mary Jane, and then I very well could go to the United States this year, but I may just go to Canada instead.
Come down to Columbia.
Love it. We get on in the giveaway, guys. All you have to do is type AC Infinity in the chat. We got 732 people watching live now from all over the world. We got 429 people in the giveaway for the Grow Tent, the 3 AIs, and the $300 gift card. So the Grow Tent is US only, guys. We want to make sure you're aware of that because the restrictions on shipping nutrients right now and stuff like that. So that's unfortunately only for the US, but the controller AIs are US and Canada, and the gift cards are worldwide. So just so you guys know that. And we got a great one here from Adam for you, Jorge. If you could take any 2 strains, past or present, and cross them, what would you mix up?
Ooh.
Well, here we come to a real big deal, because it's really easy to explain this with people because most people understand this. Say if you take 2 people and cross, well, now let's see. Breeding is way more complicated than people give it credit for. Number one, you've got 2 sets of chromosomes, 20 in each one. Say you take these sets, or 10 in each one, so that makes 20. So you take those chromosomes, you throw 20 chromosomes up in the air, or 20 cards up in the air, and what you run into is they don't always come down with the face up in the same order. So if you throw that up 1,000 times, they're going to come up with 1,000 different combinations. So beyond that, it's broken into these genes or alleles. You've got A and B, recessive and dominant. Okay, so within that, there's 2 other things. So just by saying, "Oh, I would cross a haze with a Gorilla Glue," well, that's just telling a big story, because I don't have any clue of what is in that Gorilla Glue or actually in that haze. I gotta have these numbers written down, and that's what breeding's all about. Usually, it's statistics. You talk to somebody with a degree in breeding, they spend like 90% of their time looking at a stupid computer screen.
Yeah.
This guy I know, he's older than me. Got a doctorate's degree in biology and breeding, and or genetics, not breeding, genetic. Anyway, he's been breeding plants all over the world. Dr. Clinton Shock is his name, and he started breeding cannabis 4 years ago. And I asked him, I said, "Clint, tell me, what do you do? What do you do? Where do you spend your money? Where do you spend your budget?" And he thinks for a minute, and he goes, "Well, I think I spent about 94% of it on scientific tests." I said, 94%? That's a heck of a lot of money. Most people I know don't even test their cannabis. And he says, "Well, how do they know what they're doing?" And it seems like a pretty simple question, but it's a pretty deep question,
Yeah. So any 2 favorites though? Just from, you've been all over the world. You've been to Humboldt for decades.
I like the haze. I love haze. I can't get away from that. It's
and you want to keep it in that haze world, I would imagine too. Like you want to
definitely. Okay. Definitely. I've had haze. The one I like, I get the most is haze with Northern Lights 5. That's a main one because
classic.
It's productive, and it's and it's fairly quick too. So that's a good one.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sick.
Love it. Well, let's get these.
I wish I had a definite answer on that breeding one.
It's
But
hard though, right?
that's the best I can give.
I love it. That's a good answer.
Wow. Should we get these giveaways rolling? And
Yeah, make some giveaways. It makes some people happy.
Do you want to do like the AI first and the
or should we roll up through the gift cards and then through the
Yeah.
AIs and then end it with the
With the
full
big one?
10
What do you guys say, chat? Yeah, what do you guys want first? Should we do the kit, or are we starting with the gift cards and working our way up to the kit? What do you guys say? Throw
I
it
say
down.
we work our way up.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I think that's a good idea. Ramp it up.
Oh, I heard some vibes coming in.
We're trying to get a little vibes coming in, trying to make sure it's not too loud.
Hit it, DJ. Guys, thanks for showing up today, chilling out with us. Jorge, you're a legend, bro. I cannot wait to see your setup.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll show you when you're here.
Yeah, I hope you can swing by, check it out in person, see the plants, see what's going on, get an update. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll this for the gift card, G. Let's start with the gift cards and we'll work our way up.
Let's go.
Thank you to AC Infinity for hooking up the community.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe.
Satori
Nelson, congrats, fam! $100 gift card.
I see you.
Yes, make sure you email giveaways at acinfinity.com to claim your prize.
Let's keep them rolling, G. We got two more $100.
Okay, so what did Satori win?
$100 gift card to spend whatever they want to on the website. Get themselves some clip fans, and it's international. They can be from anywhere.
All right.
Hernandez.
Steve, congrats, fam!
$100 to you. Congratulations.
Pumped. Let's keep it going. If you guys didn't get a chance to get in, just type AC Infinity in the chat. Last gift card here.
Nice.
Woo!
I
I love the giveaway.
I know. I love seeing everybody's name fly through, all the dope people in the community. Ooh.
Bit by Silver.
Hey!
Oh wow, look at that plant. That looks
Wow, loving that.
$100 to you, my friend. Congratulations.
And make sure when you guys reach out to giveaways at acinfinity.com, make sure to screenshot your YouTube account and include that with so they can prove that it's you. There's a lot of scammers out there in the community. Just being safe. Make sure you guys do that when you send in your email to them.
Huge congrats. So we're moving on to the AI controller.
Woo, US and Canada for these guys. Let's go ahead and roll one, G. Who's going to get one of these babies?
These are sick.
Yeah, I've really been liking it. It's so easy now because it will detect what you have connected to it in terms of your humidifier, your thing. Oh, yeah. Bailey Lizzie 11. Yeah,
Bailey Elise 11.
struggling with that one.
How would you say that one, Jorge?
Yeah.
In Spanish.
Bailey Elite.
Bailey Elise.
Oh, you're way better.
Yeah, well, I don't know why we showed it to them. It was a cool. Congrats, Bailey.
Congrats, Bailey.
Huge.
AI controller. That's a good one.
That is a good one. It
We
does
got
work,
another one too.
does work really well.
Another one to give away here.
Another controller. One of the lucky 517 entries. We hitting it?
We
Here we
hit
go.
Shout out G for producing the show as always, brother. Norma G. We love you, bro.
Yeah, big thanks, G. Making it all happen behind the scenes.
Scott!
Okay.
You got an AI controller, bud.
Woo.
Got stoked there.
I know. One of the great things about the AI controller is it can actually control two grow spaces independently. So if you were to add like a veg tent later on, Jorge, you could have one controller controlling both zones. Independent VPDs, everything for each thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And tracking your CO2.
And the CO, yeah, wow, it's
All
cool.
right. Also CO2. Amazing.
All right, we got one big winner coming up.
We got one more controller AI, right?
No, we already gave the other one.
We did two. There's three.
Oh, there's three? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Look
Hi
at that.
again.
Another extra winner. I am high again. So who's getting the next one?
Let's
Roll
go.
it, G. Last
AI
controller
controller.
AI.
is
Ooh.
oh Jeff Jewell.
Jeff! Congratulations.
All right. Last one.
So this is the big one, right?
This is the big.
Let me whip her up on the screen so they know what they're winning here again. Because this
Yeah.
is for all the bones, guys. This is the full kit right now, the cultivator kit. Partnership with AC Infinity and Athena. All your nutrients, your full kit, all the gear you're going to need to get you from seed to harvest, as we seen Joe unboxing earlier in the video. So, and that's right, and the exclusive little voucher for Jungle Boys beans. So you literally got everything you need in one kit.
That's a sick bonus.
Yeah. Yep.
Sick.
Full nutrients, full Evo Light. You get the AI controller, the brand new. So if this was your first grow and you're starting out, you got a nice 2x4 grow tent kit. You could add a secondary kit and not even have to get another controller, because that one controller that comes with this can control your secondary.
Mhm.
So it's a great option for future upgradability at a great price.
Yes. And reminder, guys, this will be US only for this. Again, with just everything with the nutrients, it's going to be US only for this big kit. But let's go ahead and
Yes, he's gonna
roll
win.
it.
So excited.
We got to roll it. Let's see.
drum roll, please.
Woo! Good luck, everyone.
Oh, here we go. Our final winner. Much love, everybody. Here we go.
Mark!
You did it.
Voorhees. Congrats, fam.
Congratulations. Heck yeah. This is a sick
Wow.
kit. You will not be disappointed.
Huge.
Marky, huh?
Much
Excellent.
love, everybody. Jorge, any final words to the community as we sign off here?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, just have a nice day.
Yeah.
Puff another one for puff more, plant nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Thank you for joining us today, Jorge. We can't wait to see you in about a month here in Spain.
Yeah. Everybody be here in Barcelona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Much love, everybody. Ciao.
Hasta pronto.